I personally did all of these things and I noticed a huge difference in my life and just in my self-confidence alone. Hey everyone, it's Roshi. So I am back with a sit down video. Today's video is going to be all about self-love and confidence, getting your power back. So before we start, if you guys like content like this, I would love it if you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. It helps out my channel and I love interacting with you guys. Also, I'll be doing a get to know me video, so if you have questions for me, please leave them in the comments below and I will definitely answer them for you guys. I also want to mention that this is all just information that is based on my own experience. I'm not a therapist or a doctor, and I definitely just want to put that disclaimer out there. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing seems like I was going in reverse, but I definitely feel like it helped me acknowledge everything that was going on in my life, and that was acknowledgement. So acknowledging everything that I felt was contributing to the lack of love in my life. So was it past boyfriends? Was it past things that have happened in my life? Was it mean coworkers? Was it my job in general? Was it the fact that I was introverted and I didn't feel like I could go out and have a social life? Or what was it that I felt was contributing to this lack of love in my life? So I wrote it all down. The second thing was I wrote down how I want to feel and the things that I truly enjoy. At that time, it was a little hard for me to really sit down and think, oh my gosh, like I'm just on this hamster wheel and I haven't been doing anything that I enjoy. What is it that I actually enjoy doing, and what haven't I done in so long? What have I not been doing to fill up my own cup? So I wrote down things like I haven't gone on a hike in a long time. I really enjoy hiking. I generally enjoy hanging out with my cousins and with these friends who I have made and these friends who I do have. Why haven't I been hanging out with them? So I also wrote all of that down. Third thing was to create a morning and a night routine. The first thing that I would do every single morning and every single day before I went to bed was pray. I would pray and meditate before I went to bed. Even if it was only for 2 minutes, it just got me in the right mindset to start my day and then to also end my day. The other thing that I really developed a love for was to journal and then also write down affirmations, as well as to say those affirmations throughout the day. Hi! Do you want to come in for a little bit? Hi! You just want to be in the video? You play with Dada, okay?
He was trying to bring you this drink.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, I really developed a love for journaling, and then I would write down all of my affirmations. So things like I am love, and I would always put I am before that. Writing those down first really gave me a sense of, wow, like I actually feel these things, and the more I say them, the more I write them down, it's making me feel a certain way. It's making me feel better. It's making me feel like I am these things because I am. I also started reading every single day, so I stopped watching TV and I would really only watch YouTube videos that were inspirational and just would inspire and motivate me, and just things that I would learn from rather than the drama or things like that. So I just made a choice to not watch those type of shows and just create this new habit for myself. But before bed every single night, I would make sure that I read a book, and I would always read kind of like those self-improvement type of books. I think the first book that I read was No Greater Love. It's about Mother Teresa, but then I also read The Success Principles. I read The Magic and The Hero, so those books by Rhonda Byrne as well. And then I also read Write It Down, Make It Happen. I'll leave a bunch of books that I recommend down below. So doing those things and having that morning and night routine really reprogrammed my mind and gave me a routine and things to do. I was enjoying the things that I was doing. I would also try to incorporate new things into my schedule, like hanging out with friends, hanging out with family members. I lived away from my family at the time, but I had my cousins nearby, so I would make it an effort to go and see them. Along with hanging out with people, I would also enjoy time alone, so I would go to coffee shops by myself and then also go to restaurants by myself, I would go shopping by myself, and I really enjoyed to have that time alone as well. So the next thing, along with having a morning and night routine, is starting to do things that are new. So starting to do these new things that bring you joy and incorporating them into your day-to-day life. For me, that was hiking. I was going on runs every morning. My cousin and I would wake up and we'd actually go on either a walk or we'd go to the gym. So that was just nice for us to get that physical activity, and then it was also something for us to do together. I also tried skating, surfing, and snowboarding, and those were things that I absolutely loved. I'm not great at them by any means, but I love it, and it's just so much fun to try something new like that, so I highly recommend it. And trying out those new things, I made so many new friends, and I just put myself in a position where I was surrounded by these amazing people, and people who I wouldn't have ever met if I hadn't tried these new things out. The other thing that I wanted to mention was to set boundaries and to let go of things that don't serve you. So for me personally, I had to realize that it was time for me to be single for a while, and I just needed some time for myself and to fall back in love with myself. There were certain friendships that were toxic and I just had to let go of as well. I also feel like there's energy tied to clothing, so there were certain clothes that I just felt like I needed to get rid of. I also donated because I wanted to have a more minimal lifestyle. There was like that clearing of energy as well. At the time, I was also at a job that I wasn't happy with, and so before quitting that job, I found a new job and I was a lot happier at this new position than I was at my old one. The next thing that I wanted to mention was to give back. So I mentioned donating clothes. The other thing that you can also donate is to donate to food banks as well. You can also donate to temples and churches. Sometimes what certain temples and churches do is they'll have a meal on Sundays and you can go and bring food for the rest of the congregation. The other thing also is when there is a homeless person on the street, on the corner, and they're asking for money, you can always offer them food, or personally, if I have $1 or some change, I give it to them because that person is more in need than I am, and whatever I can do to help another human being, I'm gonna do it. So I know that some people have an issue with it, but for me personally, I just feel like if you have more than someone else, you can help them out. That's just what I was taught growing up, and I really believe in that. Next thing is to rid yourself of judgment. You see the beauty in every single person rather than like judging them and saying like that person's that way, that person's that way, when in reality you really don't know how those people are. So the next thing is forgiveness, and I know that this is really difficult for some people, and I'm not going to judge anybody's situation because I know that there are a lot of things that happen to people in life, but when it came to me in particular, I chose to forgive. One of the quotes that really stuck out to me was this quote that Wayne Dyer would always talk about, and it was, sorry, I'm gonna read it off my phone. It's not the snake bite that kills you, it's the venom. If you really think about that, it really makes so much sense, because things may happen in our life, but if we continue to dwell upon them, they're just going to affect us more and more and more. So yeah, personally, I just chose to forgive, and that made a huge difference in my life. The next thing is to breathe. So when it comes to breathing, I actually tried the Wim Hof method, and that was really cool. Honestly, it was just something that was so different, and it made me feel like, oh my gosh, I've never like done breathing exercises like this before. There's also breathing meditations, and just when, you know, I wake up in the morning and I go outside into my porch, the first thing I do is I take 3 deep breaths in and 3 deep breaths out, and it is just so refreshing to be out in nature. And whenever I'm in any sort of difficult situation or anything like that, before reacting or getting emotional or anything like that, I try to breathe, and after breathing I feel like I'm a little bit more prepared to handle situations better. The next thing is to take care of yourself. So whether that is to shave your legs, do your makeup, or just get ready in the day, we get so busy and sometimes we don't get to take care of ourselves in the way that we want to. So yeah, I definitely think that self-care is huge. I also want to mention setting goals for yourself. So there was this certain drive and ambition that came back into my life after I started writing down goals and things that I wanted to accomplish in my life, and it was just so amazing to have this clear vision of exactly what I wanted. Having those goals, it just kept me focused and my eye on the prize, and it just gave me something to really look forward to. After I did these things, I noticed a huge shift in my mindset and just in my life. I definitely, you know, was okay with just going out alone. I love trying new things. I started getting more social. The most important thing that I think I learned with my self-love journey was what I am okay with and what I am not okay with, and being able to stand up for myself in a loving and kind way. And that is something that I think is also so important, because instead of being reactive or not saying what's on your mind or not expressing your feelings, now I feel comfortable with speaking up and doing it in a healthy, loving way. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna leave my 2021 schedule down below. I'm also gonna leave the books that I recommend down in the description box below as well. Definitely let me know what questions you want me to answer in the get to know me video. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching once again. Bye.